Aina here has bulldozed his way through challenge.
Oh!
That's the shot
Oh
into the
my
top corner.
word!
Hello everyone and welcome back to Durbanites FPL Game Week 10 review, Game Week 11 preview. Let's start as usual with the table. 9 weeks at the top, 68 points this week, now 56 points clear of second space. I'm enjoying it up there, but the champ is coming. Very good performance this week, now only 2 points off the second spot. He wants his trophy back. Lots of other battles along the way, second, third, fourth, fifth, all the battles are happening even down at the bottom. It's all very close to call and things can change week to week. Now, looking at the player selections, still the famous four, Palmer, Haaland, Smith Rowe and Salah, all featuring on many teams this past week. But the differentiators is where it happened. Dominic Solanke coming in with 2 late goals and earning his place on this list. Milos Kerkez with 2 assists as well. Alexander Isak coming in with a goal. Ola Aina with a clean sheet and a cracking goal. And then Morgan Rogers coming in, the youngster as well, owned by 3 out of 12 managers. So really good picks for that week. Looking at the hits and misses, we've got 2 hits here. The iron wall for myself, bolstered by Ola Aina as well. 30 points from the defensive and backline. Azra getting 20 from there, also with Aina in a lineup. A really good pick for the week. And 1 miss there with Sai picking up 20 points on the bench, unfortunately. Now, looking at the best possible selection based on our teams. Cells at the back with the 4-4-2 here. Guardiola, Aina, Hall and Kerkez coming in on the back line. Palmer, Salah, Rogers and Johnson sitting up in midfield. 2 up front, Isak and the captain for the week, Solanke. Then you got Pope on the bench with Robinson, Gordon and Wood finishing off the selection. This team would have got you 123 points for the week, 147 with a bench boost at a total cost of 99.2, so fairly affordable team. Now, looking at the fixture rating though, things get tight. Only 4 teams that have a pretty good run over the next 3 weeks before things get tough. Bournemouth, Manchester United with their new manager this week, Newcastle and Wolves. And looking at the tough games coming up, Arsenal, Villa, Brighton, Chelsea, Ipswich. It's a long list. Now, Arsenal, Villa, they have some tough games coming up this week. From next week, they start to look a bit more positive, even though Villa do have Chelsea in game week 13. Brighton as well, just a few tough ones, depends on their form. Chelsea the same, some spattering of games here, and Palmer has a knock, so someone to watch out for. Ipswich having a tough run before they have a chance to get some points again. Fulham as well, who've been doing really well this season. Smith Rowe, Robinsons, Adama, Iwobi, a lot of good choices there. Rahul as well, but some tough games coming up in their future. Looking at Leicester and Liverpool as well, nothing too easy. Forest, after their great run, they have a test of note coming up. Newcastle, Arsenal, City, Manchester United and Villa in 5 out of 6 weeks. It's time to wonder whether Chris Wood needs to stay or not. And Man City themselves have 1 easy game, well, easy on paper against Brighton, who are doing really well as well, before facing Spurs, Liverpool, Forest and Manchester United in a 5-week run. So, looking at that, let's look at our selections. Alisson is still out for Liverpool, maybe for another couple of weeks. And Bazoon is still out for Southampton, and Kepa now doubtful for Bournemouth. Anderson from Fulham, Trippier, Botman, Ruben Diaz, Matty Cash, Gabriel for Arsenal was doubtful, and Shaw for Manchester United are doubtful. But looking at the picks, Manchester United with a new manager coming up and a fairly reasonable amount of games. Onana's a good pick, even if he doesn't get the clean sheet, he does get a lot of saves in. Pope is the other one from Newcastle, who's been doing really well, 5 points last week as well. And then Henderson from Crystal Palace. But then looking at the defenders, Alexander-Arnold, Gabriel, Guardiola. These guys don't have the easiest fixtures, guys, but they are definitely goal scorers as well, so ones that you can count on to get points on both sides of the pitch. Then you've got Keane and Branthwaite if you're still looking at Everton, who have a fairly good run still, but it really depends on you. Ait Nouri as well from Wolves, didn't do well last week, but they do still have a fairly good run coming up, and he is an attacking wingback. Dalot and Mazraoui for Manchester United. Again, if you have faith in the new manager and a fairly good run of form over the last 4 games, they're the guys to look at. And Milos Kerkez earning his name on this list due to his powerful performance last week and a fairly good run for Bournemouth. Looking at the midfield, Odegaard is back for Arsenal. That's a big pick if you're looking for him. But Rice is now doubtful. March is still doubtful as well for Brighton. And then you've got Bob Rodri and Grealish out from Man City. But notice that Kevin De Bruyne is not on that list anymore. He's now moving across to the picks list. Now you've got Jota from Liverpool, who's doubtful. Kudus is still suspended. Gibbs White, doubtful as well. McNeil and Palmer, as we said. Palmer still makes it onto the pick list. He is one of the best performing players this season once again, so one that you want to involve because he is also a penalty taker. Salah and Diaz from Liverpool, again tough games but also good form from them. Kovacic, Foden. De Bruyne is not here because he's just back from the injury list, but one that you might want to look at. Then you've got Mbeumo from Brentford. Brentford's a fairly good run of games before they run into trouble. Garnacho and Ahmad from Manchester United. Ahmad having scored 2 in Europe just a couple of days ago. Maybe a good pick at 4.9. He is super affordable. Anthony Gordon doing really well as Harvey Barnes in Newcastle, and then calling in Wolves because of the great run that they have. Lemina and Gomez are 2 really good affordable picks for this if you're looking for it. Looking at the forwards, not much choice. So Callum Wilson still's out for Newcastle. Harvard's got a knock for Arsenal. Welbeck still doubtful for Brighton as well, as is João Pedro. Wood is also doubtful for Forest, and then you've got Richarlison who's out with his hamstring. Haaland is still there for the picks. He's not been on great form, guys, but De Bruyne is back. That usually means that he has a good supply line, so might be the week that he's looking to make a difference against Brentford. Then you've got Cunha and Stan Larsen from Wolves. Both are performing really well, and they've got a good run of games coming up. Chris Wood is still around because of his form at Notts Forest. Wissa is there for Brentford. Isak for Newcastle, and Højlund for Manchester United, if you believe that they're going to really kick it in. That's what we have for this week, guys. Hope you're going to have some good luck. Looking forward to see what the results look like, and we'll catch up again next week. So on for now.